Hello everybody, and today, by the time you're watching this video, we will be celebrating both Trans Day of Visibility and Easter Sunday, and Palm Sunday in the Orthodox world. Now, both these festivals are very important to people in different ways, and you might think they're not very connected. But here's a little question for you. Why not? Both of them involve truth. And both of them, you know, with Jesus coming back from being nailed for truth, and the trans community also getting nailed and beaten down for truth, and then coming back to build something better. You know, if it's the truth, a truth, I don't think that matters for these purposes. Yeah. But don't worry. That's so hey, it's all kind of together. But you might also be wondering, so why have I got some 90s game in the background? Well, firstly, why not? It's a nice game. World Explorer's a nice game. I may be the last person on Earth to have a working copy. If not, that's great. But if so, I'll do what I can. But it's a world. But there's a reason for this. Because World Explorer, while I'm going to give it its dedicated video at some point, shows us a world. A world that's a bit different, perhaps. Because it's a diverse world. But also one without barriers. Where all kinds of different people can live, be themselves, and not be either hived off by borders. As we will see. As we can see, all manner of diversity, but not a single border between them. Now, was the world really like this in the 90s? Not really. This is a sort of kid-friendly, slightly reversion, but it's a world we could imagine. A world where everyone's different, but those differences don't represent barriers, battle lines, things to fortify. And we can just be ourselves and celebrate who we are. Even if we're different from one another. You know, neither pulped down into a homogenized paste or some kind of product. Nor hived off by sectarian loyalties. Now you might be thinking, yeah, Ed, but we all know the world's not really like that, don't we? Do we? I don't know. You know, does the world have to be so? But we can't celebrate who we are and be ourselves. Just flying around and seeing all the different beautiful ways that this world can be. And as we see from this world map, there's no borders on this map. And sure, the world's perhaps more peaceful than it is in real life, but that's the point. It's about us all coming together. And you might think, yeah, Ed, but we all know you've got family roots in Northern Ireland, so perhaps you're a bit not such a fan of borders. Maybe. But as I'm saying this, to some, borders are the last line of defence. Because the thing is, a border doesn't have to just exist in the mind. Well, or in the land, rather. A border, you know, that's the kind of borders people most commonly think of. A border where it's sort of like demarked on the map. So like, all the counties this side belong to one nation state, all the counties the other side belong to another. But borders aren't always like that. They're also in the mind. You know. So as we can see on this little icon of Jerusalem, it's a place that's, you know, important to many different people from around the world. Oh, and a fun little feature about DK Multimedia games. You can often click here, see a little trumpet, and you click that, and it'll play the words. Maybe disability inclusion isn't as hard as some think, but the point is, you know, we might see the world divided. Wonder if it can ever be any different. And here's my question. If we can imagine a world that is not homogenized into a commercial product or split apart by sectarian division, can we also not build that world? That's just my question for you. And perhaps as we move forward, we can build a future, you know, a past worth learning, a present worth enjoying, and a future worth fighting for. I think there's another YouTube channel that has that as their sign off or something, but here, you know, people can just, in the world of World Explorer, people can just be people. You see great towering cities of Tokyo, alongside, you know, as we just look upon this little place itself, we can see the lights of Tokyo. Oh, we can see the ancient traditions of the Golden Pavilion, and we can see the beautiful cherry blossoms of the nature, and we can see a harmony of all these different desires and places and ways of being, because diversity, I mean, the point of this video is that, you know, diversity doesn't have to be a barrier. Diversity is something we can enjoy and find comfort and happiness in all its different ways. We can celebrate who we are without it pushing us away from one another. And so, well, that's all I have to really say on that subject. Just want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining me. You know, whether you celebrate Easter Sunday, Trans Day of Visibility, Palm Sunday for my Orthodox friends, as friends of course being on Easter Sunday, if I remember rightly. Or whatever you choose, or whoever you are, however you are, you know, let's work on building a world where our diversity does not divide us, nor does it get swallowed neath the endless tide. But is a thing we can celebrate, we can enjoy, we can love. And it was lovely having you here.